chauffeur in the OBM lab of the building. They got smoke pushing out the fifth floor window.
Are you guys all right? You got everything under control?
Yeah.
All right.
Proby's gonna get his cherry pop tonight.
Hey, Proby, you ready to be a hero, baby? All right.
My first fire? Yeah, I remember my first fire. I almost got killed in my first fire.
And I still remember the day because it was like 85 degrees.
Snow up to our knees.
It was in the middle of a giant Eagle game.
There was a Sunday night, right at midnight.
It was early in the morning. It was going good. It was an attic fire.
It was a good fire.
It was a pretty good fire.
It was on Parker Street up in North Newark.
It was on Cherry Street.
It was a house fire.
It was an apartment fire.
Two-story dwelling.
One house fully involved, a three-story frame, extended to two other ones. People were jumping.
We pulled up, and it's blazing.
Flames were shooting out of the roof.
There was flames coming out of the window by the time we got there.
It was a hot fire, hotter than anything I was prepared for.
This thing is roaring.
My adrenaline was running.
All pumped up and excited.
I'm like, okay, I make sure I got everything.
Everybody always asks, are you scared?
It scared me to death.
I remember I don't want to let go of this hose.
Very scary, but it's something you have no control over.
It's the height of awareness.
And I got lost.
The guy that was looking out for me was on the back step, knew where I was every moment, even though I didn't.
And I could hear my lieutenant in my ear, like, to your left, to your right a little bit. And I was like, wow. And it made me feel good to know, okay, I'm not by myself.
I felt this big hand come out of nowhere and just grab me.
And as soon as I got up there, everything flashed over.
Oh my God.
It's really loud, actually. Hand radios going off, water being expelled from hose, saws running above your head, cutting into the roof, glass breaking, people screaming.
A lot of people are like, oh, that's crazy, man. I wouldn't want to be, but, it's part of the job.
All of a sudden was told to evacuate the building.
And I'm looking like, I'm hearing all snap, crackle, pop. I don't know if I'm ready for this, but it just kicked in.
We went from offensive to defensive, to offensive to defensive. I ran around the building twice, put up ladders to the roof, ran up the ladder, came down the ladder.
As we started fighting the fire, some of the truckmen were pulling the ceiling, and the whole ceiling came down, and it felt like the whole building came down. I knew I was in a real dire situation where I thought that this might be the last time I was gonna be alive. I think I might have said a prayer. There was like maybe 12 of us trapped. And little by little, they were making their way out. But after the fire, after it was all done and we're outside and we're all like, is everybody all right? Everybody told me their story, and their story was similar to mine. They saw their life flash, in their minds, and I said, that's exactly what I felt.
And I got through it. And that was my first fire. I'll never forget it.
You know what? The whole thing probably didn't take more than a half an hour, really.
I thought that's how the job was going to be every day.
After my first fire, I started feeling real good because I was like, okay, I did good, I can do it.
But after the fire, like some guy walked up and go, "You're all right, kid."
It was good when I lost my cherry. That's what we call it.
Every time I drive by that place, I always go, I even told my kids, your dad broke all of those windows out.
You remember your first one. And I guess you always remember your last one, too. A lot of them in between, I probably couldn't remember how many there have been.
We all came out of it, thank God, and I just look forward to, the next time we fight a fire.